The world is watching and they are waiting for the rise of the Black American excellence, right? Looking at everything Black Americans have actually produced in this world, looking at the culture, looking at how they built America. I'm telling you, the world can't wait to see your manifestation. We are watching. The whole world is watching Black America again, not because of struggle, not because of struggle, but because of strength, because everything that's shaping culture, music, business, and power in this generation still starts with them. People copy their sound, people copy your style, people copy your spirit, but they can't copy the soul of Black America. For centuries, Black Americans carried a country that didn't carry them. They built the dream while living the nightmare. But now the story is shifting. Black Americans are not just the heartbeat of America. They are the blueprint for what freedom and creativity look like. From the way they speak, dress, and move to the arts, innovation, and leadership, they bring the world from the leadership they bring, the world studies. Yeah, we're studying. And here's the truth: you can't erase the people who gave a nation its identity. You can't silence the voice that still define what's cool, what's powerful, and what's possible. Do you understand that? Anyways, just watch this video, so I'll be back with the closing. Right? We are watching. We're watching, right? Please, as you watch, please do not forget to subscribe, right? Let's keep watching. I'll be back.
You ever notice how this country loves to say support the troops, but somehow forgets the Black ones that actually saved them? Let me tell you about Lawrence Joel. He was a medic in Vietnam, no weapon, no armor, just a bag full of bandages and a mission to save lives. And when the bullets started flying, he didn't run, he crawled. Lawrence Joel was born in 1928 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He grew up in a world that told him that his life didn't matter, but he still enlisted after World War II. Not because America had earned it, but because he believed in what it could be. He served in Korea first and then in Vietnam. By 1965, he was with the 173rd Airborne Unit, deep in the jungle where every shadow could kill you. Then came November 8th, 1965, the day the war changed him forever. His unit got ambushed near Bien Hoa. The jungle exploded, gunfire, grenades, screaming. Joel got hit twice in the leg. But instead of calling for help, he kept crawling. He dragged himself through mud and bullets, patching up every wounded soldier that he could find. He used his shirt as tourniquets when his bandages ran out. He refused to be carried out, because someone else might die if he stopped. By the end of that battle, there were more than a dozen soldiers that were still alive, because Lawrence Joel wouldn't quit. Bleeding, alone, still working. That's not a soldier, that's a miracle in human form. In 1967, President Lyndon B. Johnson gave Joel the Medal of Honor, the highest award you can get in the military. He was the first living Black American to receive it since the 1800s. But his hometown, Winston-Salem, some white officials didn't even want to hold a parade. The same country that used his face for patriotism didn't want to celebrate his Blackness. So his community, his people, did it anyway. Thousands showed up and he stood on that stage and said, "What I did was to save lives. That was my job. My country was worth saving too." That line hits different when you realize that his country never did the same for him. Joel served 30 years. He never bragged, he never capitalized on it. He just kept serving, even after the medals faded. He died in 1984, and Winston-Salem finally did what the nation didn't. They built a stadium in his honor, the Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum. But think about this, right? A man who saved everyone else had to fight to be remembered in a country that he saved. So next time you hear support the troops, remember, they supported a system that didn't always support them. And Lawrence Joel still gave everything he had anyway. That's not just bravery, that's belief. In a nation that's still trying to prove that it deserved him. Say his name, Lawrence Joel.
If you really think about it, bruh, it's our world and everybody's just living in it. Everybody's always talking about, oh, black Americans have main character complex or main character syndrome. Maybe it's because y'all think we're the main characters. So y'all treat us like the main characters. So we feel like the main characters because we are the main characters now. You know what I mean? Somebody's always hating on us, hating on our shit, talking about us. Somebody's always showing love to us, as they should, bro. Like our culture, music, fashion, language. Our culture is the most what's it called? It's the most assimilated into. The most assimilated into. It's the most copied, the most emulated. It's really our world, bro. I'm trying to tell you, the whole world is watching from the outside of the club, though.
We were right. We were right. For decades, black people in America have been shouting from the rooftops about how cancerous white supremacy would be to America and to the rest of the world. And now that it has infiltrated and is literally sucking the oxygen out of the planet, people are finally starting to wake up to the reality that we've been talking about for decades. But the one thing about it is now since everybody sees it, this is the point in history where it changes.
White people, watch this video and I'll be right back.
He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out, and that would solve the race problem in America. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national health care system, people said no because black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national health care system, it was the same thing. We don't want black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 47, same thing. Don't want black people to get it. We have to figure out a way to keep black people from using Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% hole, a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill, and that would discourage poor black people from showing up at the hospitals. Nearly 100% of the reason why the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't define healthcare as a right is because of racism. He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro.
How many times do I have to say this? Racism is a detriment to you white folks, poor white folks especially. Because of racism, you poor white folks can't even get good health care. Because they thought if they could deny health care to black people that we would have been eradicated a long time ago. But hey, we still here. And they have not changed the rules. How crazy is that? Even with Social Security, you have to pay 20% because of racism. We keep telling you, BIPOC keep telling you, black people keep telling you, it is not us that makes your life suck. It is those racist politicians and their racist legislation that they think that's going to harm us, but harms you at the same time. And they don't care if it harms you. They don't give a shit. And then you continue to vote against your own interest. All because a bunch of rich white people told y'all to hate black people because black people are doing stuff to you as a whole. And we're not, because we don't control shit. We don't control the healthcare system. We don't control Social Security. We don't control your wages. We don't control shit. But they continue to tell you that it's us. So you turn your focus on us and harass the shit out of us for no fucking reason. When we have no power to affect your life as a whole community. Pay attention. Ending racism is not just beneficial to BIPOC. It's super beneficial to poor white folks and middle-class white folks. I said what the fuck I said. Remember, diversity equal power. We can change the world when we work together and protect black women. Until next time. And also, go into the comment section and let me know what you think about this video. I'm interested to see.
Black Wall Street was so much more than the location of the worst incident of racial violence in U.S. history. In the early 20th century, a black landowner and entrepreneur purchased 40 acres of land in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and established the Greenwood District. With a vision to create a thriving black community, He opened a grocery store and a boarding house and encouraged other black professionals, business owners, entrepreneurs, until Greenwood became a place of wealth and independence. It had everything that you would normally see in a prosperous town: medical practices, law firms, banks, churches, schools, nightclubs, theaters, restaurants, shops, homes, all the things. The Stratford Hotel, which was one of the nation's best at the time for Black Americans. Fueled by the oil boom and Washington's Declaration, Greenwood was one of multiple African American districts like this across the country. They were collectively and proudly known as Black Wall Street. While Greenwood is the most well-known, and for horrendous reasons, all of these Black-owned, Black-run business districts were places of incredible economic growth and independence, culture, and empowerment for these resilient humans who finally had a chance at life. And that was taken from them.
If the white male is gonna rule, then he must crush the black male.
Yeah.
White male, you are wrong.
Yeah.
Because if in reality, because of white supremacy, you believe that in order for you to survive as a white man, you have to crush a black man's existence, then in crushing our existence, you are doing something to your own. Because ultimately, no power on earth,
No power.
for any long period of time, can keep any man from attaining what God himself has willed for that man.
Yeah.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "What is the square mileage of the earth? How much is the land and how much is the water?" The earth is 196,940,000 square miles, and the land is 57,255,000 square miles, and the water is 139,685,000 square miles. Don't tell me about Africa's my home. No, the earth is my home. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and we are the Lord's that the fullness of the earth belongs to. So don't you narrow yourself again after today. We know what you mean when you say I'm an African. We understand that. But you got to grow up now into a deeper knowledge.
They would breed our women and force them to have C-sections without fucking anesthesia. And the breeding farms, y'all, they didn't go away after slavery was abolished. It still happened. If you look into the father of gynecology, that man literally said black people don't experience pain, therefore he would not give the women any anesthesia to give birth, even when it came down to having a fucking C-section, bro. And as somebody who had a C-section and almost died, this shit just brought me to tears. Women were forced to be sleeping with over 100 men in one day. 100 men. And if they weren't to get pregnant, they would get beat. They would get literally limbs removed. They would be tortured. And this happened to men too. Breeding farms, you guys, breeding farms. When I say The Handmaid's Tale, it started with us. This book, Black AF History, this is the stuff they don't teach you in schools. This is the stuff they don't tell you about in schools, because this is America unwhitewashed. One black slave was forced to breed over 200 children. One white slave owner had over 600 children by slaves. 600. And once they would have the baby, they were forced to go back in the field. And either the baby would be given away, taken away. And that's how the whole adoption process started. The adoption process has been shady since the beginning, because a lot of times it started with taking away slave babies that were the offspring of the master and the slave, because he didn't want his wife to find out that he was sleeping with the slaves. It's a lot of dark shit that went on in the fucking history of this country, and more people need to fucking know about it. When I tell y'all, everybody needs to get this book. Everybody needs to get this book, read it. I don't care if you get it from the library. I don't care where you get it from. You need to read it and understand that this is the history of America, and it literally has nothing much has changed.
Black men, this one's for you. Here are 5 signs that you're rising as a black king in God's eyes. Let my future self talk to you. Don't scroll, black men! Your pain has made you wiser, not bitter. You fight for your family and dreams, even when no one is watching. You refuse to let society define your worth. Every setback is a setup for your greater comeback. You lean on God when the world tries to break you. Handle business, gentlemen. Your future self will thank you for it. You may continue to grow.
Pay attention to the numerologic value. 2023, that was the year of the 7. 2 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7. That is 7 is the number of completion. Okay? As you know in the Bible, it says 7 days God created the earth. Even though I'm not a Christian, but 7 is completion. And 23 is also the crossover, like crossing over to a new era. And the next year, 2024, that's when I would say the apocalypse started for black people to rise. We're in apocalypse right now. This is the rise of black people awakening to who they are, knowing that they're cosmic, righteous beings of the universe and powerful beings. And this is the year 2025 with the apocalypse takes place. Okay, because this is the 9, the year of the 9. 9 is the highest number. We are 9 ether beings. So this is the highest maximum. That's why the government shutdown is happening. It happened this year, and then so many things happened this year. With Kanye wearing the black, the triple K mask, because he's showing you that white supremacy is dying out. That's what he's showing you. And then 2026, next year, that's going to be the rise of Gen Z, because I'm from Gen Z. Z is the last letter of the alphabet. So that is the 26th letter of the alphabet. 2026, that is Generation Z's time to reign. This is our time. Okay. So, that's what's going to happen next year. That is the rise of Generation Z, and, not just Generation Z, but all of us that are melanated. Ashe.
Yeah, welcome back. Right, let's talk about the spiritual aspect of it. Black excellence in America is not a trend, it's prophecy. It's God showing that what was despised will be desired, what was enslaved will be empowered, and what was forgotten will be first. When God lifts a people, he does it in a way the whole world can't ignore. And right now, he's lifting Black America in every field: media, business, politics, and arts. Not to fit in, but to lead. So, to every Black American listening to me, don't ever think your impact ends at your city or your state. The world is moving the way it moves because of you. You are not behind. You are ahead. You're not broken, you are chosen. And the rise, the excellence, is your redemption story. The world is watching, and they are watching Black Americans rise. Will you rise? Let me see it in the comment section. I'd like to see you write in the comment section. That is an affirmation. I would like to see it in the comment section. And do not forget to subscribe, like, share this video, and always come back here for videos like this. If you like it, tell me thank you in the comments as well, right? My name is Beejay. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.